Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today we got a blog post from Call of Duty. They gave us a bunch of information about Modern Warfare 2. I'll be covering all the information in separate videos, but for this video in particular, we're covering one aspect of that blog post because it definitely deserves an entire video, and I'm pissed. I am not happy about this whatsoever. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Seasonal Prestige is going to be returning, and they're acting like it's a good thing. So here in the blog post, at launch, there is more to Modern Warfare 2 than the traditional military ranks. Those aren't traditional. You started them with Modern Warfare 2019. Traditional would be normal prestige mode. But continuing on here, prior to Season 1, which will feature a new Battle Pass system and seasonal prestige, players will have access to the following progression systems. Military ranks, levels 1 through 55, unlock all weapon platforms, multiplayer loadout items, and spec op kits. Alright, that's pretty standard. Weapon platforms. Each weapon platform will feature camo and mastery challenges. Most will include progression trees with the ability to unlock platform-specific and universal attachments, and some also allowing you to unlock receivers, which serve as additional functional weapons within the platform. I've talked about this before, but it's what we saw back during the beta. I do think it's good because for at least a little bit, it's going to encourage weapon variety, because instead of just unlocking the M16 at level 24 or whatever, like you would in the past, now you have to level up your M4, and then from there you have to level up the FTAC Recon, and then from there the Hurricane, then the Icarus, and then finally you unlock the M16. It's an interesting way of going about things. It's definitely going to encourage variety at launch, but it definitely does not replace something as universally loved as a prestige system. Continuing on here, Spec Ops kits. Each Spec Ops kit will be leveled up to a maximum of 10 by replaying missions and completing challenges to earn stars. You can level up in Spec Ops, I suppose. Base Operator unlock challenges. Earn 18 operators through challenges related to the campaign, multiplayer, and Spec Ops. Yep, sure. Daily challenges. In multiplayer and Spec Ops, complete 3 challenges every day for XP rewards and unlock a bonus challenge, which offers triple the XP of a regular daily challenge. Here's the thing, COD. No one gives a shit if you're capping our prestige. It doesn't matter how much XP we get for challenges if you cap our prestige. It doesn't make any sense. And then additional challenges. Oh boy. Career milestone challenges, such as winning matches in specific game modes, will also be available for XP and cosmetic rewards. Yeah, so you're going to have the same old boring challenge system with no 100%er, and if you win like 500 games of Team Deathmatch, you might get a calling card that looks way worse than things in the shop. And also, challenges are pretty much pointless because the XP reward that is associated with them is completely irrelevant because we have capped seasonal prestige. I was talking about this on Twitter earlier, but it just invalidates so many aspects of the game. Double XP promotions, right? We just started talking about yesterday the Mountain Dew promotion. Apparently there's gonna be one for like Papa John's or something like that in the UK. Like, oh man, buy our stuff and you'll get double XP tokens. No one gives a shit if you're going to be capping our prestige. It just completely invalidates the entire promotion. Double XP weekends, double XP events, right? Remember back when Nuketown would show up as a playlist and you'd have double XP on Nuketown for one weekend, and they would just flood the entire game with players because it was an event. You wanted to level up, you wanted to get as many kills as you could, you wanted to do your challenges. Like back in the day, double XP weekends were an actual event, and they're always talking about player retention and audience retention, and now they have a situation where they basically just give us these stupid ass challenges like to get the new submachine gun, go get 2 sliding kills in 15 different games, which is boring as hell and forces you to play a bunch and you're not having fun while you do it. Back in the day, they had organic player retention by just simply having a double XP weekend, man. Everyone loved double XP weekends and double XP events. Maybe something like Operation Shamrock and Awe or Winter Siege or Days of Summer. Like if you had specific events like that and it was double XP for a couple of days or double XP for an entire week, players would play like crazy and it felt really good. They got to new prestiges. They tried to get the master prestige. It was fantastic. It was such a good system, and it's made completely irrelevant now by capped seasonal prestiges. I mean, you look at all the times they say double XP weekend coming up. It's like, who gives a shit? Daily challenges, like I talked about, those are irrelevant. You don't need the experience anymore. Seasonal challenges, also irrelevant. You don't need the XP anymore. Career milestones, unless there are like hundreds of challenges in this game and a badass reward or several rewards for doing every challenge in the game in the form of 100%er. Even career challenges, career milestones, those are also made irrelevant and meaningless by the idea of a capped seasonal prestige. And I've seen some people on Twitter like, oh, I don't really care that much. I used to get to Prestige Master, and since they took that away, it doesn't really affect my gameplay really whatsoever. Well, here's the thing. If you don't care about progression and challenges in the game, then just that, man, you don't care. You don't care. Like, you don't do challenges. You don't care about progression. You don't care about the long-term sustainability of the game or the long-term retention or investment that you may want to put into the game. All you care about is, like, how many kills you get in a game of team deathmatch or something like that. Like, I don't know. Like, what are you even playing the game for? And at that point, you have to understand that's an incredibly shallow way to look at a game that's going to be around for 2 years. Right? If all you care about is how many kills you can get in a game of team deathmatch, you're going to get bored hella quickly. And you know what? Back before the game even came out and you were campaigning for the idea of just keeping the seasonal cap on our prestiges, you're part of the problem. You were part of the problem. You're going to start playing this game, and after a while, you're going to realize there's nothing to do and nothing to grind for in this game, and you know what? You're going to be fucking bored and you're going to quit. That's what's going to happen. It happens to everybody nowadays, man. And a big part of it is just simply having a robust progression system. I will say it's kind of cool. You can unlock your operators, but in reality, we've had that in the past couple of games. Spec Ops, that's not quite multiplayer. I'm not really going to focus too much on that. The weapon platform system, sure, I do think it's a good idea. It's a good change, but after a couple of months, people are going to be having leveled through those weapon platforms and have everything unlocked. Then the meta is going to start settling and everyone's going to start using the same guns and stuff like that. So yes, the weapon platforms at launch will encourage variety, and it's going to be something different, which feels good in a franchise that's been around as long as COD, but ultimately it is a form of progression that is nowhere near as good as the traditional progression that we had within the Call of Duty franchise, and for some reason they just decided that these new systems are better than the old system. They're reinventing the wheel, just like with the perk system, just like with everything. They're reinventing the wheel for no reason, to the benefit of nobody. What is the harm? Right, here's the thing. What is the harm of having a traditional prestige system? Is there any? Can you guys think of one? Give me one reason why normal traditional prestige is worse than seasonal prestige. Show me one advantage of seasonal prestige. Just one. I can't think of any. Honest to God, like, I'm not trying to be a dick here. Like, I honestly can't think of any. The only thing that comes to mind is maybe over at Infinity Ward, over at Activision, Treyarch, wherever, maybe they have this idea that if somebody gets to the max prestige, they're going to get bored and quit the game because they'll feel like they beat the game. I'm speaking slower because I'm honestly thinking right now, like, is that their rationale? It doesn't make any sense to me, because prestige mode worked from 2007 to 2018 just fine. People enjoyed it. And what we have now is like, okay, is you get to seasonal level 200, and then after that, you can go all the way from 200 up to 1000. Whoa, how cool is that? But guess what? Those 800 levels, like, I see some people, I'm not going to call out names, but there are some people out there that do this for a living and they grind all day, every day. And, you know, they make it a point to try to get to level 1000 every single season. They just take away your 800 levels. Everything you did was completely pointless. You lost all that. What was even the point? It's like, oh man, I got to level 1000. They take it away from you. What is even the point, man? It's like, oh dude, look, I got dark matter this season. Time to get it again next season. It's like, what? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the COD franchise, one step forward, two steps back. It seems like we always have that going on, man. It really does. And at the very end there, they say, expect a breakdown of all of these progression systems in a dedicated blog within the game's release window, which doesn't make any sense. Why would we need a blog post if the game is already out? You should give us the blog post before the game comes out, before we actually have our hands on it. You know what I mean? But we'll have to wait and see how things are going to play out. But it sounds like seasonal prestige, just like we've seen it over the course of the past 3 years, is going to be returning, which means that long-term player investment is not going to be a thing, and it's going to be a 2-year game, and they're going to be thinking to themselves, wow, how come they're not really invested in our 2-year game? Well, it's like, you motherfuckers, like, took away the most basic core version of progression in video game history. Like, since the dawn of video games, leveling up has been a thing. Challenges have been a thing. That sense of progression has been a thing. You need something to do besides just see how many kills you can get in a game of team deathmatch. You need something to do besides wanting to just freaking die going for 100 long shots on your submachine guns, right? Because right now, the only true form of progression, and Sour talked about this in a video he posted just the other day, it seemed like back when the mastery camo, you know, dark matter, chrome, wherever you want to call it, like that was the camo that was there for the most dedicated hardcore fans as a side option, a side optional objective, you know what I mean? Whereas the normal progression was like leveling up, doing your challenges, unlocking all the weapons, unlocking all the calling cards, unlocking all the emblems, unlocking all the operators, unlocking everything. Like all of that was like the core base progression. If you wanted to go a little bit extra, you could try to do every challenge with every gun in the entire game and you got rewarded with a camo. Nowadays, they've stripped away virtually everything else and all we have as a form of progression is going for that mastery camo. That's the only form of true progression that we have in COD anymore. And even then, they've taken that system and they've made it even worse because they want to force player retention. They want to get those numbers for their shareholders. So back in the day, you know, if you were going for like the mastery camo in a game like Black Ops 2 and you're using your assault rifles, help me out here. Was it 10 long shots? I think it honestly might have been like 10 or 15 long shots with assault rifles. And that was one of the base challenges. Now we're in a situation where you need 100 long shots with every submachine gun in the game. 100 more for every rifle, every tac rifle, sniper rifle, light machine gun. Shotguns don't have long shots, but they have a bunch of other stupid challenges. Like they have forced this arbitrary grind into the game. Not stuff that happens organically, not stuff that happens like in a fun, meaningful way, but stuff you have to go out of your way to grind for and just get so mind-numbingly bored and frustrated. And then once you're halfway through your grind and you realize you still have 1,000 more crouching kills and mounting kills and long shot kills to go for, you realize there's nothing to do in this damn game besides this, and you're not having fun anymore, and then you quit a few months in. That's what happened to me with the last couple of CODs, and it's gonna happen to millions of other players this year unless something changes. Good God, I am annoyed by this. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the COD franchise. But like I said, there's a lot more to this blog post. I will be covering the other updates in separate videos, but for this video here today, I want to 100% focus on the idea of seasonal prestige and the progression paths within Modern Warfare 2, or lack thereof. And yeah, once again, not happy, but that's all for this video here today. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.